It's hard, man. I mean, it's hard.
What are the challenges?
The hard thing is that like if you're dating someone, they want to be a priority, and like how much priority you can give them, especially in the Korean system, is really tough. When we played, because we were in the sukso, so like literally, you don't know when you're gonna get a day off, if you're gonna get a day off.
So they give you a dormitory or whatever, the room.
You're confined there.
You can't leave unless they let you leave, and then like the person that you're dating like has to be ready at a moment's notice because you don't know when you're gonna get the day off. And so as soon as you know, you let them know. And then
we're always guessing. We're like, I think if we win this game, I think the coach will let us go out.
On average, how often can you quote go out, like per week?
like once a month, maybe.
Oh my God! So
During season, during the off season, it's pretty regular. During the off season, you usually get weekends off.
Yeah. And this is to prevent Korean dudes from drinking, basically, right?
And by weekends,
and knocking up the girlfriend.
drinking and fucking, yeah.
It's like explain, not weekends, like you get Saturday and Sunday off. You have practice on Saturday morning, so you can't go out Friday night because you're still in there. And then after Friday morning practice, you're out and you have to be back in the sukso on Sunday evening.
But I used to see you guys at the clubs all the time.
Dude, you think you did? You think you did, but it was usually that one Saturday night.
That I happened to
Just
be
go
out.
large.
Yeah.
That one night.
It's like if you can't, I mean, the reality is like if you're in a dormitory and you can't leave, dating's like, what are you going to do, FaceTime all the time?
And you can't bring them in, right?
Cannot.
I mean, you guys did this for
Jesus.
how many years?
How many years?
I
Yeah.
did it for like 12 years.
This is a huge sacrifice. Even
That's a fucking cock block of the year, man.
And then you wonder why we're out in the club partying like there's no tomorrow because there's literally no
Then
tomorrow.
what about the married dudes?
The married dudes? Dude, so you talk about people that are institutionalized and you talk about animals that are like a tiger born in the wild is different than a tiger that was born in captivity. Just their mannerisms. Me and Eric were born in the wild. We've been adults, like we lived in Europe, we were just normal dudes. Then you put us into captivity and it's crazy. But the guys that were born in captivity, the guys that have been doing that life since elementary school, a lot of times on weekends, they don't even go home. I'll come back and I'll be like, yo, what are you doing? He'll be playing PS2 in the Hyuge shit.
I told my wife we have practice.
He told his wife that he had practice. I'm like, don't you want to see your kids? He's like, 또 집에 가가지고. It's like, they're like 귀찮아 to like.
They're doing fine. They'll grow up fine.
They don't want to change diapers,
Dude,
man.
We were just talking about Morgan Freeman earlier. Now I'm hearing that voice. Andy Dufresne came to Shawshank. And like that whole institution.
No, I mean, like, it's like,
man.
you think that the married guys could go home more?
Yeah.
And like sometimes like they could like say, if we had like the weekend off, right? They might be able to come back Monday morning. So they would get that Sunday night. That was how much extra you would get for being married. But you didn't get extra way back. You didn't get extra days off. You didn't get like a lot of it. And then every team was different too. So some teams, they were like, doesn't matter if you're married or not. Team rules are team rules.
Oh, God.
So like every team was different. So
And then there's some guys that really do want to go see their family. Like there's a lot of, I think there's like probably 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah, I mean, like there's some guys that want
That
to,
many?
and it depends. Like it also depends if you have young kids or older kids. Like young kids, it's a lot of work, right? So a lot of guys are just kind of hiding out, like hunkered down, saying they got practice. But it's funny because the most institutionalized young, I don't want to call it names, but you know what I'm talking about. He was like, he's just been in the system for so long. He has a kid, and the kid's like, whatever.
The kid's a pro now? Are we talking about him?
He's about to be a pro.
Oh, okay.
And he retired, and we're like, oh, you must be so happy. You're going to go home and see your wife. He's like, yeah. And then literally, he would take any job to just be back in the pro system. So he was retired. He made plenty of money, blah, blah. He could just go home and do whatever.
So also if you talk to like a lot of like the wives too, like after like their husbands would say retire or like stop playing, or even when they came home, like when you practice as much as you practice out here, where you want to go home and do a whole bunch of housework and stuff like that, you're happy to see your family and everything, obviously, right? But you want to rest. You got to go back the next day and practice again. So like, if you go home, like you're not going to get a chance to hang out. You're gonna have to do a whole bunch of stuff. And so like,
you got to show up in bed.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of times the wives are like, honestly, like it's more comfortable when they're not here.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like a lot, like the wives would like say,
So
like
both sides get used to kind of not having the other.
You
around.
have to. I mean, that's the normal life is being separated. Normal life isn't being together.